for an evening filled with paranormal, special guests, interviews, haunting stories, creatures of the unknown, and tales that will chill you to the bone. Brought to you by the UPRN Network and Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Take a walk into the night with Shawn Kelly.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Shawn Kelly from Into the Night. Welcome to my show. Last show we had on Chasing Prophecy, we had this really cool guest, and I forget her name, but we talked about the moon. Isn't that crazy? This lady taught me so much about. Let me see. Hey, Tommy, you back on, brother? Okay. Hi, Shawn. Hey, Tom. How are you, buddy? But we talked about this moon and moon, different kind of like situations where, you sit out on a full moon and you write on a piece of paper and then you burn it, Wasn't it a good show, Tom? It was very interesting. And I learned a lot of things about the moon and from her. And it was interesting. It's crazy with me, and I'll be honest with you. This show just happened like not even 2 hours ago, and I forget things. Hey, Holly, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for coming on. Holly, what did you think of that show last show on Chasing Prophecy? I'd like to hear your comments on it. But I want to, talk a little bit before I get on with the moon, okay? There's been a lot of things on TikTok about, patriotism, military personnel, veterans. And tonight was my brother's birthday. And we went to, thanks. Holly says it was interesting. Definitely was. So what happened was my brother has a keen sense of smell or senses that can find somebody in the crowd who was in the military. And my brother started to talk to this guy. Of course, the guy was a Marine, okay? And me and Pat were in the Navy. And it was like we knew the person, It was like we knew him, And we talked for about 20 minutes, a little bit of bantering. How is it? Oh, happy birthday to Holly's middle son's birthday. Oh, happy birthday, little dude. So we're sitting there and we're talking, and it was just like back in the old days. Listen to me, in the old days. Yeah, it was old. That was what? Oh my God. 40 years ago? Yeah, 40 years ago. I was in the service. And here, what happened was there was another guy that was at the next booth in front of us. And he was in Vietnam. And they started the conversation. And it was like, he turned 40 years old. Holly, 40. My brother turned 58. don't tell him I told him, everybody. But so it just felt good just to sit and talk with somebody that is prior military. Now, from what I understand, they have a rollout now where you can't badger each other's armed forces, like where you can't say nothing bad about the Air Force, you can't say nothing bad about the Marines, you can't say nothing like that to a Coast Guard, whatever, which I think is a bunch of horse crap, But us olden guys that are old, we're in the military, we like to banter with each other. And and that's what we did today. And it turned out great. We had a good meal, you know, um, good company, and it just felt like being back in the service again. So it was great. It felt really, really good to express that. Now, my brother goes to the VA, and one day I had to go with him over there. And these guys who served in World War II, Vietnam, Korea, Desert Storm, they're over there getting fixed up, and they got hurt. And ladies and gentlemen, these guys fought for what we have today. You know, I hear a lot of people out there, and I hear a lot of people, and I read about it, how people don't acknowledge veterans. Okay, it's just like, okay, you're 70 years old, so what? But if it wasn't for us and them back then, where would it be at today? So I'm sitting at the VA with with my brother just waiting, and being an empath, it really sucked because there was so much unhappiness. There wasn't. It was sad, you know, and I literally started to cry over there at the VA, and it was just disturbing for me. But what is really cool though, okay, here's what's really cool about the whole thing is that when you get a couple old guys talking about war stories, the smiles on their faces, you know, it's like we can relate, you know, like if somebody was in Vietnam, we could sit down and talk. If he was a Marine, I was in the Navy, we can talk. And it's like we haven't skipped a beat. And I don't know this person from Adam, you know. So people should have a little, a little bit more respect for the veterans. There's a lot of PTSD going on out there with veterans and other people, you know. There's a lot of suicides from military people. And like I talk about most of the time on my show, they're the ones that need to be sat with and listen to them, listen to their stories, make them feel welcome, give them a hug, do something so they feel like they are a part of society again, you know? And not too many people do that. And this is where I commend my brother a lot. I really do. He always says, thank you for your service. And I say it too, but just to see the little smile come on their face. And they come back and they say, thank you too, you know. So we seriously need to do something for the veterans, you know. Sure, they have all these programs going up, but you know what? They need some human activity, you know, human talk, human hugs or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But they need that. And it's, not just the veterans, we all need that right now. We all need that hug. I'm not going to get into it, okay? But something happened a couple days ago, and it's not good. So I'll just leave it at that, because I don't want to talk politics on my show no more. You know, I don't watch the news anymore. But it just like lit me up when I read about this, you know. But for our veterans, hug a veteran. Hug everybody that needs a hug. And I keep telling about the young lady that's on TikTok, and she goes out of her way and she sits with us. And she just listens. And she talks and gives some encouragements. I wish everybody could be like her. You know, I don't know this lady from Adam, but whenever I watch her TikTok, I just get this real, like everything is going to be okay feeling, you know, by just her talking, by just when she shares her day, when she shares her situations, stuff like that. I listen. And I think she's in Alabama. But you know what? She has pulled me out of so many tough spots in my life recently. I'll probably never meet her, you know. All I could do for her is pray for her, you know. Um, she's a big part of my life, and I don't think she knows that. But it's people like that who really care about other people. You know, like somebody, because you can like split the screen and somebody might need somebody to sit with, and she'll sit with them and eat lunch. Sure, it's only 30 seconds long, maybe a minute long, whatever. But just to hear her talk to that person and telling her everything will be okay, everything will be all right. We need more people like her. Hopefully, on my show or my talks that I give on paranormal investigating and stuff like that, I hope I make somebody smile. You know, sure, I I do act like a pain in the butt on here. I'm sorry, but strange things come out of my mouth on Chasing Prophecy, and even here. But if I could put a smile on somebody's face today, I know I did good. I know I did something right. And I hope everybody, Tommy and Holly and all the other people who listen to my show, that they're smiling, because smiling is the best medicine in the whole wide world, I think. You know. But I do care for you all with Aussie Girl Gym. A lot of vets can't talk about what happens. I know they gave a lot are physical pain too. Does the VA in USA look after you guys? Um, Jen, not really. You go to the VA and you go to the doctors that are interns. They don't last that long. They're just there doing their internships, and the only good thing about it, it's free for veterans to go. Um, but I personally don't. I don't think they do a good job. They could do a lot better. So it's not like they really take good care of them. What are they like in Australia, Jen? Do they take care of their people down there? Because maybe they can learn a lesson from that. But so everybody, just I want you to know that I do care about you, and I feel for you, and I pray for you. You know? Yes, yeah. Aussie Girl Jen says, okay, yes, I had a Facebook friend who was very angry at the VA. It's true. They don't take care of us as much as possible. They don't. And there's a lot of veterans that are living on the streets who have PTSD. I understand. Okay, I understand. I'm sure they do, Aussie Girl Jen. I really do believe they will. But with the VA, it's not really helping the person. Other veterans help other veterans. You know, And that's what we did today. We helped this guy by just talking with him. He's a funny old dude, but we helped by talking and sharing stories, you know. Now, there's a big grift going on between the Marine Corps and the United States Navy. Okay. The Marine Corps is part of the United States Navy. So they're like our little brothers, you know. So, you know, there's a little bantering going on down there with it. And they call the Navy now Uber drivers because we got to take them places. But if you see a veteran, give them a hug, talk to them, show them some respect. Our government gives our veterans homes and a very good pension. It's so sad. I feel for them. Well, maybe our government could do that too, hon. Hopefully one day they will. But I will tell you what, they won't. I mean, if there's a clash going on in the United States, you know, they will. They won't hesitate to get back into the into the fight again. But back to the moon, okay. This lady does. See, I can't come up with the word. What it was, Holly? What was that word? What were they called that she does? You go, you know, you can sit in the full moon, you know, and then you can have your crystals there because I guess the moon charges crystals and stuff like that. And then you get a pen and a piece of paper and you write down what you want. Moon rituals. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tommy Miller. They're called moon rituals. Okay. And then you get a piece of paper and a pencil and you write down what you want to happen. Thanks, Holly. And I'm going to do it Thursday because Thursday is the super full moon, you know. So, Holly, Tommy, you going to do a ritual? I think what? It only takes 20 minutes. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see how it is, you know. It was really, really fascinating how the energy of the moon, you know, is a little bit more powerful than the sun, believe it or not. That's what she was explaining. And I find it quite interesting. I've never done it before, but I'm going to give it a try. Same here, Tommy. Look, do it on Thursday, super full moon. You know, we'll see what happens. But you know what? It's interesting now. And what I liked about our guest on the last show on Chasing Prophecy, when she talked about that, that gives me the opportunity to do some more research on moon energies. You know, how the moon affects people, you know. She did say that that's where the word lunatic came from. You know, people asking, you know, going crazy during the moon because 70% of a human being is made out of water. And what does the moon do? The full moon, it affects the water, you know, the tides. And I'm on YouTube and can't see other chatters in live. Yes, we should manifest goodness and compassion for us all. So true, Oz. I'm gonna call Aussie Girl Zen. That's a cute name, Aussie Girl Zen. But you know what? I'm gonna pray for you tonight, okay? And I'm gonna send you some healing, some not healing, angels, anything I can to make you have a very nice day. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 11:31 a.m. there. You're what, 12 hours or 24 hours from us? But it's like, I'm looking forward to learning about the moon. I'm really looking forward to learning more. Tommy, Holly, did you guys get anything out of that show the last show? If you can, Tommy, you know, share your feelings on it. I'll share it with you. 1:32 p.m. You're welcome, hon. 1:32. Ooh. Oh, Aussie girl. I have to tell you this. When I was in the Navy, I was in Perth, Australia. And I really, really enjoyed Australia, especially Perth. Everybody was friendly down there. In fact, I actually got to hold, check this out, ladies and gents. I actually got to hold a koala bear. No shit, I did. A koala bear. That was the coolest thing. I was feeding some eucalyptic, you know, um, leaves. Out of all my time, all my 4 years and 30 days in the service, Perth, Australia was the best. And we were only there for a couple of days, and then we had to continue going on to other places. But you know what? Holding that koala bear put a very good, mind implanted in my mind. I will always think of that, holding that koala bear. You know, and I needed it back then because I was 20 years old. Um, and being out at sea isn't really. It's okay for about the first couple of months, but after a while, it isn't. Tommy Miller says, yes, I really like the idea of using the moon energy to help let go of what's holding you back. Yeah. And I'm going to let it all go on Thursday, Tommy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it all go. If I have to write on 20 pieces of paper, then I'm going to write 20 pieces of paper and I'm going to burn it and just see what happens, you know. It kind of lit me up a little bit. It lit me up pretty cool. Aussie Girl Jones, so lovely. I'm glad you liked it. Perth is lovely. Koala bears are cute. Thank you for your service, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome, Zen. And thank you for caring about us, veterans. Thank you. Koala bears are sweet. So I can't wait to write my list of what I'm holding back that I want to let go. We'll see what happens. Anybody have any full moon stories that they would like to share, on the show right now? Anything? No, that's okay. If you get to it, you get to it. That's cool. So, what's on everybody's mind tonight? Tommy, Holly, Aussie Girl Jen, is there anything on your mind? Is there a question that you would like to ask me or you would want to share with other people? I'd be more than happy to answer it if I can. So just sit back and relax and just think of a question and plug it in there, and then we'll see what we can come up with. You know? So, my son got a better job. He's out in Indiana now. Well, he's still out there. Okay. I work in retail, and this is Tommy Miller, everybody. I hate this thing. Everything pops up. Give it a minute here. I work in retail, and I feel like people definitely get more crazy around the full moon. Tommy, I'm in retail too. I'm in customer service too, and it's so true. You know, in fact, what's crazy is stay off the roads, especially because of the full moon stuff. I mean, there's like some crazy situations that happen. I mean, I got a police radio, and I just listened to the Pittsburgh Police Department on their scanner, and that's all you hear is crashes, people going nuts, people shooting up, shooting guns up in the air. It's crazy, especially in the medical field, too. But I heard from I talked to my son the other day, and he is so happy right now, you know, because he got a better job in Indiana, where he lived in Indiana. It was out in the country, and my son is not a country person at all. He is. He's more into the city life. It's really weird, but I'm hearing stuff here in my office. So bear with me a minute. And he got a new job, and he just moved into his new apartment, and it's great. He did something for somebody, and he had to sell his washer and dryer. Okay, because it was a little. I've enjoyed paranormal for a long time. I always said hearing people's experience of felt and seen spirit. Oh, would you like to share, Jen, on some of your experiences that you've had, and what kind of spirit do you see all the time? Do you belong to a paranormal group? Are you a sensitive empath? We'd like to learn a little bit more about you, if that's okay with you. Um, but the young lady came to pick up the washer and dryer, and you know what? He just gave it to her. He didn't take no money. He gave it to her. And I am so proud of him for doing that. And he didn't feel bad about doing it. He just thought that she needed the money more than he did. So for my son to do that for somebody, I was just so proud of him. It brought a little tear to my eye. And I'm just saying he grew up, you know. Now he is a scientist and he doesn't believe in God, you know. And I can't fault him on that. I can't judge him on that. But I do believe that God did see what he did. So I really, really think there's a lot of good check marks up in the big book for my son. My mom told me a long, long time ago, and she believed us, and I've held on to this for the longest time. She said, Shawn, when you die, you go up to heaven, and there's a big book up there. And in that big book up there's your name. And there's in the book, there's check marks. For every time you've done something good for somebody, there's a check mark that goes into that book. And so if you have lots of check marks, okay, then you're going to get into heaven. And I still believe in that. I believe in it. Oh, Ozzy came back. Yes, lots of groups. I see daily shadows and orbs and feel them. I guess I'm sensitive to them. I've also had an amazing UFO experience up close. Really? Oh, that's cool. You should come out and check out, besides my show, you should come out and check out Chasing Prophecy, because we talk a lot about, UFOs and ghosts and stuff like that. That's cool. Oh man. Clap for you there, Jen. Thank you for sharing that. I like to hear other people. Personally, me, Jen, I have not experienced a UFO, but Jenny, who's a co-host on Chasing Prophecy, her niece sent a picture. Honest to God, looks like an alien. And if it's an alien, then I've seen an alien. Now I need to see the UFO up close. That's cool. Thank you for sharing that, Jen. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming, talking on the show. But so back to the check marks. I hope I have a lot of check marks up there in the big book, because you know what? I wouldn't mind going into heaven. Now there's, ever since I've started radio, okay, everything that was taught to me growing up and learning it from all our guests that we've had on our show, okay, I kind of lean toward what I've learned from the show. But you know what? There's a couple of things that my mom taught me along, growing up. And, I hold on to them too. Just in case the experts aren't correct, if you know what I mean. Okay, well, what do you have here? As big as an English double-decker bus, just above our heads. Watched it with hubby for 25 minutes. Awesome. Holy crap. Did it have pulsating lights? Was it like a standstill, or, did it hover, or, Care to share? It'd been nice if you would have caught a picture of it, you know. So, how is everybody doing with the weather? Huh? Weather stuck. It's bad here in Pittsburgh. Oh my God. Humidity, the heat. I don't know. See, listen. Okay. Have you ever guys watched the movie Predator? Tommy? Have you ever watched the movie Predator? Um, oh, me too, brother. Me too. I'm ready for the fall. In fact, I can see the pumpkins already. AC. You know what, Holly? At one time, I shared this with you. I couldn't sit in an air conditioned room because I would get sick. It's because of the Freon. Oh, I was just coming back. Blood red, football shaped, no sound at all. The light would brighten, oop, then slowly go back to dark red again, over and over again. No sound, silence. That is very interesting. Um, Thank you for sharing that, Jen. Honest to Pete. Thank you. Maybe I'll be able to see a UFO in my backyard. Oh, Jen. Okay, so what I'm talking. Oh, you did good, Jen. Since you watched it. All right. Now, it all had to do with them being in the jungle. It was really, really hot, really hot. And this predator dude would start killing people. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it, and so it was just like they were fighting this alien. Really, that Aussie girl Jen says that the UFO almost hit her house. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Did any of your other neighbors see the UFO? No. With the Predator movie, long story short, okay, a lot of people, I don't know how other people feel, but I know for a fact when it's hot and it's humid, I'm miserable, I'm angry, I get very angry. Oh, don't worry. Oh, Jen, don't worry about it. Please disrupt. Please do. That's cool. This show is for you. So that's okay. Not a problem. You didn't disrupt me. Thank you, though. Um, you don't need to be sorry. It's all good. So I think, I sit there and I watch the movie Predator and I'm thinking, you know what? Hell, that movie's about us sometimes, I think. And it's not so much in the movie, you had this alien predator dude, attacking people and stuff. But the more I looked and read into the movie, it's like we are the predators and we're fighting people. I don't know what y'all think about that, but then they came out with another Predator 2 movie. It had Danny Glover in it. And it was the same way. It was based in LA, okay? And it was hot, humid, and everybody was miserable. So instead of having real people go out and kill other people, they had aliens do it. So I believe, um, yeah, those movies are made after us, but on a different form. That's the way I feel about it. Oh, Ozzy. Okay, what we got here? No, they were sleeping. It was this is we're talking about her neighbors. It was 1:40 a.m. I called the Air Force. They sent people out to document it, and I drew pictures for them. Oh, that's what I want to ask you, Jen. Okay, how is your Air Force dealing with UFOs? Oh, thanks for agreeing with me. I'm glad you agree with me on that because I really believe we're the predator because of the heat. But I have a question for you, Jen. Is your Air Force pretty cool, or do they keep everything silent um, and don't tell you nothing or tell you guys anything down there? They're hiding them. Yeah, It's really weird. I don't understand it. Someday we'll get the UFO thing done. Yeah, so that to me, I was thinking about that movie today. Very silent, huh, hon? Yeah, they are. Same here. You know, they tease you a little bit, and then they said they got all these videos that they want to show us. Out of all those videos of UAPs that they had, only one was supposedly legit, but it's just a cover up. What do I think of the Space Force? Tommy, I never read that. I know it's there, but I really don't understand what their job is. Are they supposed to protect us from? Are they going to be fighting in space? Do they protect space? Do they guard space? Is it something to do with the satellites or something? I don't know. In fact, I'm glad you said that, Tommy, because you know what? I'm going to research that about Space Force, and I'll get back to you next week on that. How's that sound? All right, we'll think about it. Unless you can come on and come up with something maybe you can share with my other readers. I'll definitely read your answers on that. But so what do I do to stay cool? Um, I don't. The only good thing going for me in this heat is where I work at. I am a meat cutter, and I work in the cold, and so for 8 hours I'm pretty cold. But once I step out of that meat room and into the air, into the hot air, then I get sick. Here's what's crazy too about the refrigeration in the meat department, and this is so true. When it's really, really hot outside, it's extremely cold in the meat room. But it's very, very cold outside, okay, then in the meat room, it's a little bit warmer. It's freaking crazy. I don't know. All right, Tommy says, I'm not really sure either. I'll be curious to hear more about it. Well, I'll try to do some research on that and bring it up to you next week. Aussie, it's not right for them to do hide it. We have seen many in Australia, regular occurrences. Yeah, same here in the United States, Jen. Same way in the United States. But you know what? We'll probably never ever get an answer from them. They'll just dangle the carrot in front of all of us and say, well, we could have gotten something. But here in the United States, they know they exist. Now, I'll tell you something. I don't know if you read anything about Roswell, Jen, but there's supposedly a UFO that crashed in Roswell. And what was crazy was 4 years later, they came out with microwaves. And then they started using phones and different types of metals. So I don't know, maybe Australia is like working with the aliens just like the United States is, or since we're like allies that they're all working with the same one, who knows? But eventually, I think we will find the answer, but I know I will be dead when the answer comes. Or on another thought, if you look at it, when I die, my spirit be roaming, and then I can really figure out if they do exist. Think about it, right? That's why. That's why I'm not afraid to die. I'm not. I really am not. My son is settled in. You know, my wife. I've practically done everything I wanted to do in life. There's a couple more things I want to do, but if I get to, I get to. And you know, doing the paranormal investigating for over 30 years now, right? I talk to them, I hear them, I see them. But you know what, buddy? I want to know what it's exactly like out there. Okay. Aussie girl, come out. She says, my daughter was a poultry meat worker, then went to university and became a chartered accountant. Hey, cool. Yes, you did watch a lot on Roswell. I'm into it all. Awesome, Aussie, you got to come over to our other show, Chasing Prophecy, because we it's a 2-hour show and it's right before mine, and we can you'll learn a lot more because we have more guests on with UFO aliens and stuff like that. You'll learn a lot. But Tommy goes, why do you think the government releasing info on UFOs now? I'll tell you why, Tommy, and this is the truth, to distract us from the other things that are going on in the world. That's why they're doing it. Plus, all the ufologists are out there, all the people out there too, okay? They're asking a lot of questions and they're doing a lot of research, and really the government can't hide from it anymore. So that's another reason. Sean Pat Kelly, meditate on the UFO. Ask them to visit you. They will. They'll come. You know what, Jen, my producer, there's an RX Factor. Like I said, you seriously need to come to the other show. And I want to say that because my blood type's so negative, and it's a long story, too crazy to tell you right now. But I will tell you this, I do believe I was abducted from all the situations that I've been hearing on our other shows. Please put your paranormal UFO link for me to visit. Thank you so much. I definitely will, hon. You can friend me. Let me see if I can find you on Facebook, if that's okay. You on Facebook? I'm going to find you right now. Okay. Let me see. I'm still okay. Let's see. You're there. I don't see you, hon. You know, I don't see. If you can give me a link, you know. Yeah, RH Factor. You're in the negative too, hon? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Here's my email, Jen, please. Riverbird12, RIVERBIRD 12 at gmail.com. Tommy, can you type that in for her, please, buddy? Riverbird12 at gmail.com. I appreciate it. Or Holly, I appreciate it. Yeah, please. And I'll definitely send you the link for the other show. So it is 42 minutes and 50 seconds getting into the end of the show. Okay, Aussie Girl Jen, look at Tommy right below you. He gave you my email. Thanks, Tommy, for doing that a lot. Thank you very much for doing that. He can send me an email, Jen. That'd be cool. Just look right below you where Tommy says he wrote it down for you, so you can copy it. But so tonight, we had a decent show here tonight, It's not all about the paranormal with me, whatever comes on my mind. Met a new friend, Aussie Girl Jen, which I think is really cool. Only me. Okay, I'm sorry, girl. Can you type your email address for me, please? And then I'll copy it. Give me your email address, Lee. That was a good show tonight. We had a good night. It was, because, like I told you before, I don't really talk a lot about the paranormal stuff. I talk whatever's on my mind. That's how I work. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you guys have any other type of things you want me to discuss or talk about on my show, feel free to do so. And Tommy, what are your plans for the weekend, buddy? Holly, anything interesting? Jen? Yeah, Jen. So if you could just, type your email if you feel okay about it, please do. And I'll write it down and send you an email. Joe, if you're out there, if you're listening, can you put it in the YouTube thing, please? Nothing here? Nah, nothing in. But So on that note, okay. I guess. Oh, okay. Aussie girl. Um, Trying to think on how we can get you there. Um, Joe, if you're there, can you put it on? Let me see if I can get it on my thing. Let me see if I can get that on there for you. See if I'm
What you
on.
doing, weirdo?
Oh, don't you lie. This lady, can you put her? She's on YouTube, okay? And I need to get her my email address for her. She can't see our chat in our on the YouTube station.
Wait, hold on. Let's see. Whee! Can you see that?
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but she's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, I see
It just
that.
went to YouTube. Yeah. It goes to all of
Okay.
the stations.
Okay.
Just type it in there and it'll send it to it, man.
She said, "Hello, Joe. Sorry,
No problem. Y'all
no
good to
problem."
go.
Yeah, riverbird12@gmail.com, dude.
Yeah. You can just type it in there, man.
I can't
Are
do
you
that.
scared of the typewriter, man? Are
You
you
can do
scared of
that.
the
I
typewriter?
appreciate it. You could riverbird12@gmail.com, please, buddy. You do so. Hello, can you? Okay, okay. Let's see if I can get on there for you, girl. Let's see. I can't. I'm having a problem. All right, Oz. I'm sorry, hon, but uh, if you come on next Tuesday, feel free to check us out again. Um, but if you're on Facebook, Jen, here's what you do: go to Pittsburgh Paranormal Society's Facebook page. My voice is quiet. Is that bad? Can you hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. But if you go to the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Facebook page and you like us and you follow us. Oh, okay. I understand. Okay. That's cool. I understand. Go to the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Facebook page and follow us. And every Tuesday, we post a show in the group. Okay? Excellent. Sweet. Thank you again for coming, being here tonight, Jen. I appreciate it. Tommy, Holly, God, it was a great show tonight. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a meditation or whatever, you know. So, everybody, you're welcome, Ozzy's girl, Jen. Can I call you Ozzy? Is that okay, girl? Is that okay? I can call you that. Um, Want everybody have a good week, and always remember, always, always remember, parents, please go to your children. That's cool. Hey, now I can call her Ozzy. Cool. Just call me Shawn. That's all you need to. Um, we'll have to discuss how the moon rituals. Yeah, there we go. We can talk about that, Tommy. We can talk about how our moon rituals went. But parents, please, 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 go to your children and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And children, please go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them, because that I love you goes a long, long, long way. Okay? I pray for you. I think of you. I pray for every one of y'all. Think of you, everyone. Just when you wake up in the morning, give it a smile. Okay? So, with further ado, I want to say goodnight to everybody and thank you for watching the show. And I will see you next week. Happy hunting.